It says I'm live, but am I? Just double checking. I'm not getting. It's not turning on. Why won't it start? All right, there we go. Welcome, everyone. Anyone who's here. Today I am going to do Libra's really love messages, but I decided to do them live because Libra is the last one that I'm doing for the month. So I thought, let's do something a little special for you. Hopefully, everybody can hear me okay. Just check my volume. Yep, it's up. Hi, Nazar. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the reading, and then we'll come back and talk. Definitely let me know what you think of the reading. So we're going to use 3 different decks. We're going to use Mother Mary. Though I am going to take Mother Mary over the reading, um, over the connection, really, over these couples, and get Mother Mary's words of wisdom. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify, but I like to say go deeper. And Libra, I chose the Psychic Tarot, or it chose me for your reading. So what we're going to do today, this is the person on your mind. This is, you could be in no contact. You could certainly be in a relationship, but, for right now, things are not going right. It can be really anything. We just want to see what's going on with them as it relates to you, but we also want your opinion in this. So we're going to ask 5 very specific questions. We're going to ask their current feelings for you. We're going to ask their current view of you. We're going to ask what are they currently thinking of, what actions are they currently thinking of taking, or maybe they are taking them. What's your view of them? And then current view, and then the overall energy that's supporting these, I feel like soulmates. So I'm just going to say soulmates because I don't feel like I'd be doing this reading otherwise. You know what I mean? I feel like it's definitely soulmate, could be twin flame, but we'll see. Um, we'll see. Let's not jump ahead. So again, we're going to use the Psychic Tarot, and I'm going to say hello real quick to Serendipity. Hi, Candy. Hi, Juanita. I love seeing all you guys here. Um, you just make my job so much more fun. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started, Joe. So let's go ahead and begin. So, what are their current feelings for you right now? Dun, 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 dun. Spiritual strength. Spiritual strength. Well, it's interesting because the first thing I feel is they feel you are a spiritual person. It doesn't mean you go around and use spiritual lingo, anything like that. I just feel that they feel that you are a spiritual person. And I feel that in a very, like a positive way. But, it's funny all of a sudden getting this feeling of, but can I live up to that? Can I live up to that? So somebody may be questioning, you know, another, like, are we on the same vibration? But I'm not looking down at you. I'm looking up at you. So I don't feel like it's your vibration that has to raise. And, maybe both are um, in a good place now. So let's see. It is a 9. So that does tell me that this person is reflecting. Um, to probably make a decision, I would hope. Now, I also want to remind you this can be the other way around. So keep that in mind. All right. So, what is their current view of you? We have the Four of Swords. You're a healer. That's their view. You're a healer. Whether you do it for a living, it's just naturally who you are. Like your energy, even though I feel like there have been fights, separations, all that, I still feel like it's almost like the tone of your voice helps them, but not just them. I feel like they have a very high view of you, especially in a spiritual lens or with a spiritual lens. Okay, well, with that being said, what actions are they currently thinking of taking or are going to take? Look at this transformation, death card Scorpio. But transformation, closing one door so a new door can open. Could it be that easy? Well, to me, it feels like this is talking not only about closing of a door, but I do feel like someone's energy is transforming. Here's my birthday right there, 9/13, in case anybody cares. But wow. So it does feel like they are thinking about, they're definitely in reflection. They definitely know who you are on a soul level. And that's why I knew right off the bat to call you guys soulmates or potentially twin flames, because right off the bat, they know your soul. Doesn't mean they treated your soul well or the other way around. It can go both ways, but transformation is happening. A door is closing, which means for sure I know the door is going to open. So this may have a lot to do with you. So let's see what your current view of them is. Well, truth. This is judgment. Interesting, you have two cards side by side to talk about rebirth, about new beginnings. Judgment calls you to the present moment. And maybe that's why judgment's coming out. Maybe this is what I truly hope for. Maybe the truth is what I really need. If let's say I was with this person before and they told little white lies, little white lies, little white lies, and the little white lies just turn into one big lie, and it's hard to trust someone. So come to me with your truth. And I feel like that's what they'll do. Now, do I feel like this is overnight? I hope it is. But, I'm not going to put a time period on it, though. Judgment is about calling you to the present moment. The death card is about transformation and allowing a new door to open. So, I feel like I can be bold enough to say at this point, I feel like there's two people. Well, not just two people, but I feel like, let's just say these lovers, I feel like they are very close in vibrational energy. I just feel it. Like I feel like they're very close in vibrational energy. All right, let's look at the overall energy that's supporting these connections. Recognition and reward. This is the Three of Pentacles, and many of you have heard me say that I love the Three of Pentacles in a love reading. One of the reasons why, because right at the very beginning, I already felt that they could feel your spirituality. I already felt that they could feel that you're a healer. Now, again, whether I do that for a living or it is just naturally who you are. And then whether you do that for a living is up to you. But this person is very humbled. Look at them. They look very humbled. So why are they humble? because they've taken that time to reflect. Maybe their guides have really gotten to them. You know what I mean? Like sent signs, and maybe they ignored those signs. So the guides sent them bigger, larger, louder, to the point where they couldn't really ignore them. I love that. I just love that energy because I feel like, if nothing else, this is talking about both souls recognizing each other. I do feel like, yes, maybe somebody does have to humble themselves. Um, but I feel like if that's the case, then my God, this must be real, real. I mean, of course it's true love, but I mean, that takes a lot for someone to do. And if that's what they do, then I believe that this connection will last the rest of your lives. Interesting. By the way, I'm not ignoring comments. I just want to do the reading first. What goes on the bottom of the deck? Accelerated motion. That makes sense, right? It's a number 8. As above, so below. No beginning, no end. Death card, transformation, judgment, rebirth. I mean, when? Potentially soon. And what's she doing? She's looking up at a star. It's like she's making a wish. It looks like the North Star, like she's making a wish. And, oh, look at that. Intuition. Something made me look underneath that. Her intuition. So, I want to call a wish into my life. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Gilded Tarot, and we're going to go right above this. And I'm going to give a couple shuffles, but I want to say, oh, thank you, Serendipity. That's so kind. Hi, Davina. Okay. One more shuffle. Can you guys hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. I have a woodpecker pecking at the wood right by my window. Woody woodpecker. All right. So let's go ahead and begin. I guess we can call it the clarifying part, or let's go a little deeper. So their current feelings for you, we get spiritual strength. Let's go right above that. Interesting. The 8 of Swords. Self-created prison. It's like they're afraid. Maybe they're afraid of rejection. Though I feel like somebody here was rejected before, and now I feel like now they're afraid of rejection. They got to free themselves. They got to free their thoughts. It's interesting how I said that I felt like their spirit guides were trying to send them messages, and then they had to make them bigger and louder. No wonder. They had to break through this energy. Again, a number 8. Okay, the current view of you. Well, hello, 9 of Pentacles. So some of you are literally in a spiritual-based business and successful. If you're not successful, then they feel you will be. I love the 9 of Pentacles, maybe because I'm a Virgo, but to me, this is independent success. Doesn't mean I'm rich. I'm far from rich, but I love what I do. And my God, do I feel like they feel. It's so interesting because, I'm not sure what happened, but I can tell you this, like their view is so strong. Maybe what they're worried about is because you have become so independent. Maybe you won't want anybody in your life. Maybe I'm just happy with the way things are. And by the way, these readings aren't telling you to take someone back. That has to come from you. You have to make that decision. But I love this energy so far. Okay, let's keep going. Their current actions that they're thinking of taking. We have the death card. Look at that. That's exactly why I shuffle when I'm on air, because I want you to see those cards shuffled. So when they come out, I mean, not that I would ever do that anyway, or even know how, but that that they're coming out on their own. Hello, Ace of Wands. Hello, inspired action. Who's inspiring them? Their spirit guides, God, their prayers, all of that. It's almost like they're watching you from afar. Now, and I don't mean that in a creepy way, because again, if I don't want someone in my life, then I wouldn't want them watching me. But I feel like you probably do want them. Ace of Wands. It's go time. I mean, the Ace of Wands is about action. You do have to reach out and grab that ace. So that's going to be up to you to, again, say yay or nay. But if you grab that ace, then allow yourself to then experience the passion and the desire and all that comes with it. Like, if you're going to grab that ace, clear your energy so that you can truly feel every little bit of it. Okay, your view of them. Well, look at that. So now you both have the Four of Swords. And what I mean by that, first of all, I feel like this is talking about you. And I do feel like potentially you've healed the past. I do feel like with this one sword that you're lying upon, I feel like that's talking about communication. Not just communication, but each needing to understand, what happened in the first place and communicating about it. Not in a let's relive it, but let's understand it so we don't repeat it. It's interesting because I feel like they feel that you have this beautiful healing energy. And now I feel like you feel, and maybe you don't know this yet, but I feel like and listen, maybe you're connecting. Maybe that's exactly why I picked up this card and got intuition. Maybe you're connecting um, like telepathically or subconsciously, soul to soul, soul to soul, for sure. All right, the overall energy supporting this connection. We have the Queen of Swords, and I feel like that is communication. I mean, that's probably you, but you're not the inner person supporting this connection. I'm really looking at our angels, our spirit guides, our archangels, God. And I feel like, especially with the Queen of Swords being mirrored over here by the Eight of Swords, like I definitely feel like we have to have open communication. The only thing I'm worried about with this Queen is her sword is raised. So she could be a little defensive, but listen, maybe she has every reason to be. You know what I mean? But still, I feel like if we start fight, like let's say someone reaches out and right off the bat, like we start fighting, well, then just call it a day. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if this is something I want, then I have to be able to actively listen, and they actively listen to me. And to me, that means that one is not trying to form their own opinion while I'm still speaking. I'm listening to what you have to say. I'm taking it in. But I want you to also listen to me. And I feel like they will. I feel like this is a two-way street here. Okay, I want to just see, is there anything else I want to clarify before I take Mother Mary? I think I just want to go right below the Eight of Swords, spiritual strength, and then we have the King of Pentacles. So for some of you, it could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But let me tell you what the King of Pentacles means to me in the upright. Taken away, like whether I'm a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, I could be any sign. This could be my moon. It could be my rising. It could be my Venus. You know what I mean? To me, the King of Pentacles talks about loyalty. And I know I know that doesn't mean everyone, but I do feel like that's what he stands for. Loyalty, grounded. And maybe someone had to get grounded, like they had to find that energy. I'm not saying that their life sucked, but what I am saying is I feel like they know now it's time for change. Maybe they're maturing. I'll take it. And let's go right over the other end since we're doing that end. Two swords. Two of Swords. It's like, I do feel like someone's coming in, maybe through communication. I do feel like they are ready to humble themselves. I'm not quite sure how you're going to meet that. You know what I mean? You got a little bit of a blindfold on. Not major. It's not the Eight of Swords. So I can overcome this. This is just blocking an opportunity. Will I? Or won't I? And I guess the answer is up to you. All right. I want to take Mother Mary over this love. Let's give her a couple shuffles. And then I will say hello. Hello, hello. You say goodbye, and I say hello. Hello, hello. Boundaries. I am clear and honest about I am clear and honest with others about my expectations. I feel like that's what the Queen of Swords is doing. Like, I'm being very clear. I'm being very honest. I'm coming from truth. And I do feel the other person is too. And I feel like the boundaries is just like, I'm not going to go backwards again. It's not going to happen. Now, I mean that as in, because I do feel like some of you are going to connect. And when I say I'm not going to go backwards, I just mean I don't want that type of energy to ever come back in my life. So, boundaries have been set. Let's see if Mother Mary has anything else to say. Faith. My beautiful granddaughter's name. By the way, my other granddaughter, Lily, her birthday's October 14th. She just got a record deal, which I shared under my community post. I don't know if you call it a record deal, but it's a recording studio. And I'm just so proud of her. I always knew that she was going to be a singer. She looks like Taylor Swift, I think. Anyways, faith. I have faith in God to heal this situation. How beautiful. I have faith in God to heal this situation. And both of you get the energy of healing. Both of you. What do you think, Libra? What do you think? And by the way, I definitely suggest checking out their moon sign, your moon sign, because that's really where the emotions lie. The sun sign is like the makeup, our hairstyle, the clothing, the outfit we pick out for the day, what we're going to show the world. but it's that moon that I feel like that's where the truth lies. All right, let's pick this up. I think I'm going to leave, oh, wrong place. I think I'm going to leave these out though. And let me say hello to everyone. Go ahead. Let's just clear the table a little bit. Let me grab a drink. It's funny how I keep knocking myself out of my own comments. Beautiful day in Florida. It's pretty nice here too, I have to say. It's been like cold, but it's getting nicer. I'm in PA, Pennsylvania. Davina, you felt that confirmation. Excellent. For you too. Excellent. Serendipity. You're hearing an owl outside. Wait, I'm hearing an owl sitting outside under the sun. Hi, Camille. Candy healed the past. Wah, 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 wah. I really wish, but I know I still have to push forward. I push myself to move forward. Cold and dreary here in Chicago. So, oops, I just knocked myself out of the comments again. So, I keep knocking myself out of the comments. So out of who's in the room, how many of you related with that? I know Serendipity, you said you did. Davina, I think you said you did. Candy, you're like, I'm just not interested, but you understand. Okay, that's cool. Camille, I don't know if you got to hear the whole reading. I don't know when you came into the room, but of course, that's me. Do you guys have any questions about the reading? Oh, you didn't say you wasn't interested. Sorry about that. Sorry, Candy. You just joined, Camille. Thank you. Go back to listen. Okay. These are shorter readings, but I have to tell you, I love this format. I watch it on my. I'm sure you guys heard the story. I watch it on my daughter's channel, Jenny Latro, and I called her and said, "Do you mind if I use that spread?" And she said no. And you know me, I like never do spreads. I just like what I call freewheel it. Let it be whatever it wants to be. But currently felt strong to this message. Good. All right. What I do with Mother Mary. I think I just want to take a Mother Mary card for everybody in the room right now. Unrelated to the reading. Just whatever Mother Mary wants to say. It can relate to the reading, but I really want it for everyone who's here today. And anyone who will watch us on replay. Because I will have it on. By the way, I want to just make this clear. When I go live, I have to then download it so that I can put it in my playlist. So if you see it twice, That's why. But I'll probably take the live where the title says live Libra. I'll probably take the live part away. But if you see it twice, that's why. I'm not trying to get you to watch it twice. But I do want to download it and have it part of my playlist. Okay. So for everybody in the room, Mother Mary, whoa. Patience. Oh my gosh. Patience. I trust in divine timing. You know, it's interesting because I think this is a unicorn. It's just relaxing behind that fence. You know, in a way, it looks like maybe he feels like he can't move beyond that fence. But truly, if he just stood up, he could hop right over that fence. But maybe he knows it's not time. Maybe he just knows, you know, it's like when the timing is right, I'll know the timing is right. Patience, my child. This is like temperance. Okay. I just had a feeling more wanted to come out, so let's take it. Grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creatures. Why, yes, you are. And then, hello. I'm saying hello because I felt this before we even began the reading, that the signs are going to be plentiful, that the signs that if they're ignored, they're only going to come bigger. Now, everyone has free will. So I can receive the sign, but then say, no, not really interested. But because it's divine, you know what I mean? This is also, you know, I feel like you have patience here, right? Patience, trusting in divine timing, and then signs. We're going to guide you. We're going to show you the way. We're going to help you. That's our job. Our job is to help guide you on this earthly plane. You know, it's your superpower, so to speak. We all have it. Doesn't mean we all pay attention to it. Divine timing, signs. What's it say? I watch for, notice, and trust the signs that heaven continuously sends. Continuously sends. And then I know when it's time for movement. In the meantime, I'm just happy. I'm just relaxing. Just enjoying out in nature. You know what I mean? So, pretty deep, Mother Mary. Pretty deep, but we accept. Hi, B. Bridget. Hi, Suzanne. As a cross watcher, validation of, I hope you guys don't mind. I like to read these out loud. As a cross watcher, validation of my thoughts are always clearly made. His ex being a Libra, him being a Pisces. This lines up with everything I feel they should do and is what's best for the family. I think you ran out of room. All the candy, all Libra swords are definitely me right now, for sure. And normally my Cancer moon rules me. I'm right on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer moon. Like some would say I have a Cancer moon, others say I have a Gemini moon. I roll with them both. A perfect dark. This is wonderful. Thank you kindly. You are so welcome. Suzanne, I truly want what's best for him. I mean, that's love, right? Yep, that's love. For this, I'm just reading A Perfect Dark. So blessed to be this far. I used to not believe. I feel safe in this space, and thank you. You are so welcome. You know, I have to say, I was torn for the longest time about reading tarot because, I do believe in God, and I was torn, but I prayed about it and I prayed about it, and the clarity I received was not to say like this is definitely going to happen, but say the potential. There is always the potential, right? Always the potential. Doesn't guarantee, but just in case anybody wondered, nobody really asked. But hi Joe, Taurus Moon here, Virgo Sun. Me too. Suzanne, thank you. You're so welcome. I got a couple minutes. If anybody wants me to pull a card, I can't stay on for long, to be honest, but I can do. Yeah, it's funny. Someone just sent me a comment, and I don't know what reading it was on. I think it was Sagittarius, where I got. What did I get? I got 12 and 21, and I could see the mirror of the two of them. You know what I mean? Like the 12 and then 21, flip that around, it's a 12. Flip the 12 around, it's a 21. So I definitely felt the mirroring image, the mirroring energy. And I think it was Sagittarius. Libra Sun, Divina, Libra Sun, Leo Moon is me, and he's Leo's Sun, Aries Moon. Oh. I don't know why I'm going, oh. I mean, let's face it. Leo likes to have the spotlight on him. That's probably why the sun is a ruling planet. And I mean, I love Leo. My son's a Leo. My mother's a Leo. Sam's right on the cusp. But yeah, like I feel like they like the spotlight on them. And, maybe they deserve it. Your husband's a Leo rising. Suzanne, pull card for you. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick these up. And I feel like we should stay with the same. Look at that. Talking about Leo. Look what did not want to come up. Leo. Leo's like, I'm separate from the pack. That makes so much sense. We were just talking about Leo. And Leo's like, nope, I want to stay on the table. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, I feel like I should have taken that card right there. All right, so I think what I'm going to do today is just do single cards. And but I'll give you everything I get from it. Look at this. Emotional withdrawal. This is the 8 of Cups. This is for Divina. Yeah, Divina. Divina, were you talking about? I don't know if you're talking about Leah or not, but anyways, it is a number 8. So again, it talks about new beginnings. It could just definitely specify that there may be some, emotional clarity that you're still seeking. But I feel like if you're seeking it, you will find it. I also love this image because she's sitting at the water's edge. And I used to live by the ocean, and oh my God, it was just so soothing. And that's what I would do. Like just go sit at the beach by myself. It's one of my favorite things to do. Now I'm in the mountains, which I also love. But anyways, I feel like, this is like giving my worries and my cares over. And I feel like the tide just takes them away and washes healing waters upon you. As I release, healing waters come back to you. So I feel like, this may say just take a moment, look within your emotional house, because, where's this person moving to after the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups, inner harmony? I mean, I don't, I feel like that's the secret of life. Doesn't mean life is perfect, as it probably never will be. But it does mean that I'm enjoying myself. And I also feel sometimes we are alone. There are breakups, but the time alone, I feel, can be a great teacher also. Like we can learn a lot through this type of energy. I also feel the Eight of Cups is not about like looking at every single cup that has fallen over unless you choose to. And I say that because I feel some are free will. One may be karmic, and that was a lesson. Not all love is going to work, but we should not love ourselves less because of that. You know what I mean? And I also feel, see, that's why sometimes I only need one card. I also feel that I feel as I move through this energy, it's like I'm telling the universe, all right, I get it. I needed to clear these emotional disturbances, these things that get in my way of my happiness. I have control over that with your help, divine. And that's why I feel like eight, as above, so below, no beginning, no end. Now, when I say there's no end, if we're talking about a relationship, it just means you'll be back together again. Listen, if not in this lifetime, then when we cross over, someone may be standing at those pearly gates just waiting. But beyond that, okay. Um, Serendipity, when his Leo side comes out, I always bring it up. Your Leo is showing. I love that. And it's interesting because Sam, my boyfriend, his birthday is the 23rd, which is right on the cusp of Virgo and Leo. He's a Virgo, but he claims, like, he'll claim it over and over. No, I'm a Leo. I'm like, well, you're really not. Well, in some astrology, you are. Really, both of us are, but you're welcome, Davina. My first husband, my true love, my son's father. 11/4/81, 10/31/21. Hi, Dawn. Um, Anybody else want me to pull a card? Okay, Joe. Yes. Okay, now we're getting some. Okay. All right, so we'll start with Joe, then Camille, Perfect Dark, Candy, and I'm just doing one card, but honestly, I feel like that's all I need. Let's go ahead and let's put that back in, and let's shuffle. This is for Joe. One more shuffle. And I just want to feel for the card. Wouldn't it be crazy if I picked the Eight of Cups again? Joe, how's destiny for you? You know what that tells me is you're about to enter a destined time. And to me, that means that these are your soul seeds of intention that were planted before this lifetime. Like certain things, I feel like, first of all, it's destiny. So, what's meant to be doesn't guarantee us that it will be. We have to remember that free will, free will, free will. Overthinking, all that stuff can come into play. But this tells me that there's movement coming, that you're moving into a destined time. I'm hoping that means that if you're here for a Libra reading, that it falls in your favor. You know what I mean? And it's interesting because like I'm seeing all the different hers, and it's like all the experiences that you have been through. And I feel like, what does that do? What does that mean? It means you're ready. It means you're prepared. And I do feel like you've gone through different life cycles and there was a lesson from each and every one of them. And because you have taken the time or are taking the time, it feels like now something is ready to open up for you. Just want to take one. Oh my God. I said I was just going to do one card, but then something's like, just do one more. We got the Lovers. Now, the meaning of the card is ahead of her heart decision. But this sits upon your will. Card of Gemini says harmony, love, chemistry. Look at these two. They're looking eye to eye, hand to hand. Joe. Wow. Okay. Let's put those in. I'm going to try to go in order. So Camille. And again, I hope you guys don't mind. I'm just going to trust my intuition. I don't even have my eyes open. My eyes are closed. And I'm just feeling. Oh my God. I mean, wow. Camille, wow. Everything I just said for Joe, I feel also now is relating to you. I feel like this is saying that you're entering into a destined time. Maybe most of us are. And, I feel like really what that does is gives you a sense of relief because it's almost like I'm just going to allow my soul to take over, right? I'm just going to try to keep my earthly fears and the overthinking and all that part, those earthly emotions, not spiritual emotions, earthly. And I'm just going to try to keep them out of it, so to speak. Now I feel like I have to pull one more card for you also. And I'm going to shit if it's the Lovers. No, but it is recognition and reward, which to me is just as good as the Lovers. Now, this could certainly speak about what you do for a living. You can certainly be recognized. You could certainly be like going up a level, so to speak. Like promotion, that type of thing. Other people are paying attention to what you're doing and appreciating what you're doing. And if this is relating to love, again, one of my favorite cards when it relates to love, because I feel like each really recognizes each other's soul. Again, it doesn't promise us like on this earthly plane that all will be well. No, maybe some of the lessons in love really were to go through these different cycles. like in the first cycle, well, maybe I couldn't have been open at that point. The second cycle, well, I'm learning how to open myself up, but maybe I'm not understanding energy yet, and I'm pulling to me like lower vibrational people. Third event, okay, now I figured that out, so I'm going to start working on my own spirituality. The fourth event, I feel like that's exactly what you're doing, and I feel like the universe is paying attention to that. The fifth event, I feel like, are the signs that are going to come to you or are coming to you. And then ultimately, that sixth, you is helping to guide you, is helping to move you. And I feel like, it's interesting because I feel like you've been around the wheel, but now I feel like you're at the top of the wheel. Okay, I'm gonna let that be interesting. Trying to put them in different places. Okay, I'm just going back. Okay, a perfect dark. Let's go ahead and give this a couple shuffles. Let's get those cards mixed in. Hi, Christina. Welcome, my dear. Christina is one of our members. And I thank you. All right. So, a perfect dark. A perfect dark. I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and do two cards. By the way, I keep my eyes closed when I do this, and I'm literally just feeling. Oh, three. All right. Deception and envy. That's the Seven of Swords. Could be someone around you that you don't trust, or maybe that had been the issue. Oh, you have four cards. Look at this. The Ace of Swords. Truth. Hope. Wow. I definitely feel like you dealt with someone who was not trustworthy. I started this reading by picking up on these little white lies, but they seem to add up. You know what I mean? Like yes, they may be innocent type of little white lies, but yet at the same time, it makes me hard to trust. Maybe this doesn't even mean that this is the person coming into your life, but maybe that's part of what you had to understand. What I feel like in the Seven of Swords too, a lesson for us is sometimes people don't know how to be honest. They don't know how to be faithful. They could have grown up in a shitty household and I'm not giving them an excuse because listen, we all have our issues. We all have our trials and tribulations, right? But that does have an effect, and I do feel that like almost like I had no one that I could believe in, to guide me. And I kind of feel like this is an old relationship. Now, could this be someone who's coming back in? Well, if that's the case, I do love truth right below that. But I don't know that it even matters because when judgment shows up, it is asking for you to allow yourself to have a rebirth. And what sits right next to it? The star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. And I feel like one of those wishes is some type of communication. And I feel like that's what you're going to have. I mean, triumphant success. Keep the hope alive. And listen, if this is the person who's coming back and they want to communicate, there is a potential that they're coming in and they're really telling the truth. I feel like anyone can evolve, anyone, but that's up to them. You know what I mean? But I don't like write people off just because they're from my past. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be with Sam. Um, but I do feel like this is talking about real truth. There may be a real truthful communication coming your way. I kind of even picked it up in the Libra reading. But it is what you want. It is your dreams, your hopes, your wishes that are manifesting. So, you know, let's say this is the person who's carrying the Seven of Swords, who's going to reach out to you. But your intuition feels like there's no change, trust that. But if your intuition feels like there is change, then maybe give it a second, right? Like move into it, but move into it slowly. Make yourself comfortable. Don't forget what Mother Mary said, boundaries, right? Boundaries. And one of those boundaries I feel like is truth. Come to me with your truth or don't come to me at all. You be honest with me or don't even look me up. Don't ring my telephone. But if you have evolved, then yes, ring my telephone, please. So I feel like some type of communication is coming towards you. And I don't feel like it's bad, even though we have the Seven of Swords, because we have spiritual team right below that. Could be an Aries or an Aries. Why am I saying Aries? That's an Aquarius card. But I really feel it's more about your dreams, your hopes. Okay, let's pick that up. We went from one card to two cards and then four cards. All right. I just want to make sure. I want to do it in order. So I'm trying to find out where did I leave off. Candy. Candy. This is for Candy. And Perfect Dark. I think I apologize, but I just did yours, right? It's funny because I look at the question and then I do the cards and I completely forget the question most of the time. And I just read what's in front of me. You know what I mean? Like what I'm feeling. And sometimes it relates to your question, sometimes it doesn't. And that's why you also need to trust your intuition too. All right, Candy. I'm just going to go ahead and take two for you. And I feel like the top one wants to come off. All right. Hello, Ace of Wands. Passion ignited. Well, that was in the reading. Hello, lovers. Candy. Yes, head over heart decision. But first is the Ace of Wands. And boy, does that make me feel like, like if we go back to Mother Mary right here, we're trusting in divine timing where this unicorn is just relaxing. I'll know when it's time to hop over the fence. Signs. Well, I feel like the signs for you, you're going to feel them. It's almost like you're going to know that someone is coming towards you before it actually happens. Again, perfect example of a soul connection. You know, we don't have to be together to feel each other. So I'm going to take one more with that. Material and spiritual prosperity, 2 sixes together. Look at that. With the Ace of Wands, that is bringing this connection together. Look at that. 2 sixes is a 12. 3, bring that down to a 3. It is really a reason to celebrate. It's the energy of joy, definitely the energy of love, showing your spiritual growth, which, you know, I felt again in that reading. And by the way, yes, it's Libra's reading, but I know many of you are just intuitively guided to readings, and, you know, you may not have that sign, and that's okay, because I feel like the way I work, like, I feel like my guides are just, they're just calling in whoever needs to come in. So this feels like vibrational energy. And it feels like, you know, I just want to say in its due time or in its divine timing, Candy, I feel like love is back in your life again. And not just any old love. I mean the lovers right next to that Ace of Wands. And this person now is looking out at their world like, how beautiful. The sun is gigantic. It's like before I might have turned my back to that sun, but now I'm like looking right out at it. The water is flowing. Everything just seems like the trees are in perfect order. Everything just seems right. It seems right. This is a spiritual connection. There's no doubt in my mind. All right, Candy. Dawn. I'm just kind of going down the line, guys. I'm not ignoring anyone. Though perfect time, that was your reading, right? Okay, good. All right, Dawn. A beautiful dawn card for you. You got it. Let's give it a couple shuffles. Yeah, no, Camille, I think you asked the question if I'm doing donation readings. I'm just really, I wasn't even really planning on doing any readings after the Libra. But then I thought, why not? I got a little bit of time. Why not? But no, you don't have to pay a donation. All right, Dawn. Dawn. It's funny, I feel like the top and the bottom, even though I said it backwards. Material and spiritual prosperity. I already know you're working on that material prosperity. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. Makes me feel like you shouldn't have to back down to have love. And what do I mean by that? I don't know. I just get this feeling of like, I feel like, Dawn, I feel like I know that you've conquered things. Like, I feel like you've conquered things in your life and you've grown from them. And I feel like I said this in your last reading, but I get this feeling that you are right where you need to be, like right where you're supposed to be. Doesn't mean, you know, doesn't mean like things won't, like, let's say I'm not exactly 100% happy where I'm at. Doesn't mean things won't continue to get better and better and better. What to me, what it means is that you followed your guidance And, I feel like you're in place for a reason. I feel like you're not interested in anyone coming towards you who is not of the upright. I feel like I just have no interest in that. I feel like you've come too far, and that's just the feeling I'm getting inside. Like, I've come too far to turn back now. I've come too far. I want to take one more over that. Look at that, the waiting game. So I feel like if I've been waiting for anyone, the wait is over. Now, I don't mean that as in someone's going to connect with me and now I'm no longer waiting. No, I feel like you are saying to someone, and probably, I don't literally have to be speaking these words, but to the universe, you're like, okay, that is done. That is over with. Probably talking about Sheldon, like over. I just want to take one more. I want to follow that too. Look at that positive movement forward. It's impossible for me just to take one card. Well, no, I did take one in the beginning. Positive movement forward. No more waiting. And I know you're not waiting. And I feel like, stake your claim. Stake your claim to how you have grown. All the things that you've gotten through, especially the difficult things. And I feel like, that's only going to serve you, because I feel like if anything like difficult comes toward you, it's not as scary as it used to be. So I feel like you are making that statement to the universe, like, I'm not waiting for anyone. I have no intentions of waiting for anyone. However, that doesn't mean I'm not open to love. I am open to love, but I am open to love in a certain way. And again, this person is heading right to the sun. Positive movement forward. Sometimes, well, let me say something. We have more than one soulmate. We have soulmates in many different forms, but I also feel like we have more than one romantic soulmate. And I feel like romantic soulmates are really to teach us. And sometimes it's through the most difficult lessons, but it doesn't mean we're meant to stay with them. Maybe I'm just meant to learn that lesson and then move on. And then maybe the soulmate that I am going to spend the rest of my life with now has the room to enter my life. You know what I mean? It's like, as I'm saying no more to one thing, it's a signal to the universe. Okay, well, she's ready. She's ready for the next journey. She's ready for the new beginning with that number 8. 6, 7, 8. What doesn't fit? The 2. Waiting. That doesn't fit. And I don't feel like that's you anyway. I feel like this was you, but I don't feel like it's you now. Not at all. I feel like you're staking your claim. You are just making it known. And even if I'm not speaking it, it's like I'm letting the universe know. All right, Dawn. Hi, Patty. I don't think I said hi. Hi, Patty. So Patty, we're gonna do a card for you now. Let's give it a cut, just because we've done a few. Something's just telling me to stay with the Psychic Tarot. All right, Patty. All right. Patty, you got financial and material changes, number 5. So it does speak of change. Well, and then you get the Ace of Pentacles. So there's nothing to fear here. Quite the opposite. The Ace of Pentacles, to me, is a seed. And I can take that seed, and if I nurture that seed, I'm going to grow that seed. I'm going to have a harvest. I'm going to have all the fruits and vegetables I ever needed. I'm going to be giving a lot of them away. That's how prosperous I feel you will be. So it does feel like there's some type of change is happening in your life right now. And I feel like the more that you can move with that change, because remember, we can be very resistant to change because change is hard. It's funny. It looks like they have one of those, I don't know what the ring is called, like an Omni ring. I don't know, where they have like the centuries inside of them. I don't know. I don't know why I'm just picking that up. But I also want to show you, when you look at this Ace of Pentacles, there's two hands that are nurturing that seed too. Hang on one second. Are you knocking? No, it's all right. I can't really see it. Looks better. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, I'm back. Sam was just showing me he's got something going on with the side where it looks like this blue, like, I don't know what to say. It looks like have you ever gotten bitten by something and then you see it like spread through the veins? I don't know. There's something going on. We got to go get that checked. But he just came in and showed me that, because I said if it doesn't go away, then we got to go to the emergency room. And I said, but let's give it a day. And then he just showed me it didn't go away. But anyways, prosperity begins. Two people are nurturing this seed. Though this seed belongs to you, like it is your seed, and it is yours to do whatever you want with it. Now, let's say I don't want that seed. I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you didn't, then it'll just kind of dry up and die. It'll go away. You know what I mean? It'll disintegrate. But if I want that seed, then the more nurturing I give it, the more growth I'm going to receive from it. So changes, but immediately the Ace of Pentacles. Prosperity, money, career, but also love. I feel all of that. Peaches. I don't know why I'm picking up on peaches. Like I see peaches, like Georgia peach. Like maybe that's what I'm planting. It's like a peach pit. And then it grows into a peach tree. If that's how peaches grow, I don't even know. All right. Let me go close my door again. Okay. Okay. Suzanne, have I been saying it wrong? Or maybe you're just asking for a card. Yes, water. I need the sound of water. And yes, talking about Leo. Wow. My first husband, my true love, my son's father. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. All right. So, Patty. Suzanne, I'm going to pull one for you. I don't know if you're just correcting me on your name. But I'm going to pull one for you. All right. I feel like I just shuffled them, but it's give him 2 shuffles. I feel like there you go. Hope. This is the Star card. Look at this. Truth. You have 2 major arcanas, first of all. One is about your faith, keeping it alive, knowing that dreams really can come true. They may look different than like the prayer that we prayed, but it, if divine is making changes from our prayer, then it can only be in our benefit. I love that you also have judgment right next to your dreams, hope, truth, judgment, again, calling you to the present moment so that there can be a rebirth if, again, you allow. But it feels like some type of dream is potentially coming true. And not next year, not in the fall, but soon, very soon. Follow the signs. Follow the signs. Because I feel like you're definitely going to be given the signs. Because, especially when judgment comes out, to me, it's like your spiritual team is saying, it's time for a rebirth. It's time. Maybe it's time that good things happen now. Maybe it's time that you really do see divine's hand in your life. Whatever it may be, it feels like quite a dream coming to fruition. Now, it could just come as a seed, or it may come like ready to, I don't know the word I want to use, ready made. But it is your spiritual team who's bringing it about. I mean, come on. How could that be bad? It can't be. It can't be. Follow the signs, and they will lead you right to your dream. And again, let your dream be flexible so that God can really show you the glory, really, of his power in your life, in all of our lives. But right now, your life. Beautiful. All right. I don't know. I got goosebumps with that. Goosebumps. All right. Let me grab a drink. All right, where was I? Oh, Suzanne. Kat. I'm just gonna call you Kat because there's no way I can pronunciate your name, and I'm so sorry. Though your last name seems familiar. So Kat. And it's key. The reason why I can't see is my glasses have I got a protected coating on them, and they have fogged up. So now sometimes I can't see. I need to get new glasses. There's my answer. Anyway, Kat, I'd love you to pull a card for me too. You got it. You got it, Kat. Oh, I was going to say the whole name. I was going to spell out the name. KATARZY. I think that's NA. Katerzina. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. All right. I'm going to call you Kat, though. Oh, didn't even plan on giving him a cut, but here we go. Sometimes I don't know what my hands are doing. All right, I'm going to concentrate. Cat. All right. Look at this. I mean, I swear to God, there's no way I know how to stack a deck or anything like that. But we keep getting the same cards, even after we shuffled. Okay, about to be a rebirth. Look at this. It's the backwards of what we just, isn't it what we just got? But let's follow that 5. Intuition. All right. So there's some type of change coming for you also, and your intuition should be able to pick it up. Or another way of saying that is trust your intuition, follow your intuition, follow it home. It feels like there's something coming in that, some type of change that's coming that should lift your finances, should lift your material house. It's almost like a job promotion, or if I've been seeking the way to create something and bring it to the world, I feel like you're going to find a way now. Like this seems to be the time. And it feels like it is time for movement. And I feel like your soul knows that, your soul feels that. Like it's allowing myself to have this rebirth. It's allowing myself to have this change. This change only feels good. It only feels good to me. But it is change, and any change can feel a little scary or difficult, but this feels very good. I do want to look right underneath that though. Look at this discontentment and boredom. This is the 4 of Cups, so I feel like you're going to welcome this. This is change that you're going to welcome. This person's back is to the world. Almost like I am just hiding out. Like I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to be around people. I'm sad. I'm discontent. So your spiritual team hears that, knows that. By the way, 5 and a 4, 9. Reflection. Maybe you've been doing some reflection. And again, I feel like, our spiritual team is always watching us. And again, not in a creepy way, but in a way of how can I help? How can I help? How can I help? Cat is, and this doesn't have to mean all areas of your life you're dissatisfied with, but in one particular area, there must be some type of dissatisfaction. So here comes a rebirth. Trust what you're feeling about it. This means that the question will be posed to you, do I or don't I? That's why I feel like your intuition is coming up, because that's what you want to trust. Don't overthink this. And the only reason I'm saying that to you is because with the 5 and then the 4, discontentment and boredom, it doesn't have to mean that like I hate all parts of my life. But maybe I'm ready for some change. Maybe I'm ready for something exciting, right? You do have to turn yourself around and look back out at the world again. But I feel like your team is going to help you do that. And then just trust where it follows, trust where it takes you. This is about a step up. This is not a step back. Just so you know that. Now, can you just say no? Of course you can. And that is the one thing I worry about in the 4 Cups, because it does ask you to use your spiritual discernment relating to a cup that is coming in. In the 4 Cups, there is a cup that is being offered to you. And I often feel, you can't see it in this deck, but I often feel it is from the hand of God, or God is ordering it, to the guides to then bring to you. So I have to use my own spiritual discernment relating to whether I accept that cup or I don't. But why wouldn't I? I feel like, why wouldn't I? Especially when judgment is the one that's bringing it to me, just offering me this rebirth. Why wouldn't I? And if I don't, then I want to look at that also. But I feel like this feels kind of like a reward, like a spiritual reward. Okay. Trying to put these in different places. Perfect Dark, thank you for your time. It has been a great afternoon with you all here. Oh, thank you. And thank you for coming to the reading. Raymond. I'm an Aquarius sun and moon. Libra ascending, very spiritual. Have seen things most have only wondered about. Oh, interesting, Raymond. I would love to hear more. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead, even though you didn't ask, I'm going to pull a card. Or, there I go, cutting him again. All right, Raymond, stuck right there. Raymond, stuck right there. Okay, we got 3. Shadow. And you just literally told me what? You're an Aquarius, Sun and Moon, Libra ascendant. All right, well, this is the card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. But I kind of love this image. It's the moon. But I love the image here because I feel like this is like understanding not just my light side, but my dark side, which we all have. And it's coming into harmony, into balance within oneself. The moon can certainly cast on, like, things can be uncertain with the moon's energy, but it can also be very dreamy type energy. So let's see what follows it. Awareness. And then there's that financial material changes again. But it's interesting because I feel like just your statement that you made, and then we get awareness, and it's like the third eye chakra is activated. It's like I'm receiving. It's like I'm receiving right from the top of my head guidance. And I feel like, honestly, Raymond, I feel like you have dealt with both sides of the coin, the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine. I feel like you're truly finding balance right now. It kind of reminds me of, and of course I got the name. I already know I had the name wrong. It's reminding me of, I can't think of his name. Starts with an E. It's funny how I'll remember like the first letter of someone's name. But there's like an inner harmony within him. And I apologize, I can't think of the name. Let's take one right underneath that. 2 swords. I feel like it's just truly trusting yourself at this point. I feel like I do feel like you have come so far. I feel like you've dealt with your dark side, as we all should. It's like God says, don't fear. What am I trying to say? Like, don't fear the dark shadows. We have power over them. We have power over them. It's like we have power over Satan. And knowing that, There's a saying where God tells you to say, Satan, get behind me. And for us to say that, we probably say that in Jesus' name, Satan, I demand you get behind me. And I don't know why I'm bringing all this up right now. It must something that you can relate to. I don't really feel like you're wearing any blindfolds. There just may be a question on what do you do next? Look at that power. Strength card. That tells me that you've overcome a lot, but you've learned from it. You know, this two swords kind of doesn't fit. It just kind of doesn't fit. At least with the energy I'm picking up. You know, and I also want to say when I was talking about, like, you know, looking at our dark side, like giving our demons a name, like I want to know you by name so I know who to cast out type of energy. I feel like that's really what power is speaking about. Like, as we use these gifts that really are gifts, the growth that we have from that is tremendous. And you didn't even have to tell me you're a spiritual person. I feel it. I feel it. And I don't even know how many times I said God in your reading. 8, 9, 10. So I feel like there's a change coming pretty quick. Again, it doesn't feel like anything I need to fear. I could see you like writing a book about your experiences. Like, I could see it, like I literally in my mind's eye can see you like writing or typing a book, and it's almost like maybe you're teaching, you're helping, you're giving your experiences, and you're helping others to find their power. Very interesting. You know, if that's not what you're doing, you have the ability to do that. Doesn't mean you have to do that. You know, you do whatever you want to do. But I do feel like, you know, I feel like some of the difficult experiences that you've been through have really been some of your greatest lessons. And I feel like you have passed those lessons. You know, it's like karmic lessons. Once you learn that karmic lesson, you've learned it for life. Though we're always creating karma. We got to remember that. We can create good karma by doing good things, or we can create bad karma by doing bad things. Whatever we do is going to come back to us one way or the other. If not in this lifetime, the next. All right. I'm going to pick that up. Wow. That was kind of deep. Christina, or Christine, no E. I'm going to pull a card for you, Christine. By the way, guys, I do have chat replay on. And I want to remind anyone who's new in the room, my screen is so dark right now, that, what was I just going to say? Memories of love. The Lovers. The Seven of Pentacles. I'm paying attention to all of them. I'm just not ready to take cards yet. I want them really shuffled. But I am paying attention. Christine. I feel like I want to cut them again. Christine. Christine. Our beautiful Christine. All right. Passion ignited. Ace of Wands. Patience and planning, which showed itself before the shuffle was complete. Look at this. So they wanted to come out, and they made their way out again. I find that interesting. Because we saw all these cards, but I wasn't ready for them. So I reshuffled, and look, they come out anyway. So we have the Lovers. Again, head over heart decision, but it's chemistry. That Lovers is being mirrored by the Ace of Wands. Passion, ignited, signs, 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 signs. What's in between the two of them? Seven of Pentacles, patience and planning. To me, the Seven of Pentacles is your tree of life. That's the tree that holds your seeds of intention. Whatever ones you plant, or whichever ones were already planted before you came into this lifetime, they each come about in their rightful time. This feels like it's talking about love, my dear. And again, it's interesting that we have the Ace of Wands before we have the Lovers. It's like, I feel it. Maybe I just got to trust that. Maybe it's taken some time. Now, this is not the energy of like waiting for someone, waiting and waiting and waiting. No, it's not about that. I feel like it's just about divine timing. I really don't even feel this is a head of heart decision, to be honest. I just feel it's you and someone else, and I feel it's the chemistry. Like, I really don't feel it's a head of heart decision. I feel like the decision's already been made. And maybe that means that this seed has already been planted. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you, Christine? All right, look at that. The marriage card. The commitment card. You know, it's called the marriage card. I call it the commitment card because Sam and I are not married, but we're definitely in love. And we're definitely committed to each other 100%. And that's why I call it the commitment card. Not that doesn't mean we won't ever get married, but you know, like we're in our 60s and I feel like the day will come, you know. But we're just enjoying love right now. Look at this. You know, Christine, it feels like a commitment that is coming about. It feels like a relationship that is coming about. And I feel like this seed had already been planted, and maybe that's why I feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. But then I feel like this is not about dating someone, you know, going out for a couple drinks. This is about an ever after type of love. And maybe that's where patience came in, right? Because we want both people to be of equal vibration. But the chemistry off the chart, the passion off the chart. And maybe it does move quickly into a commitment. But even if it doesn't, I feel like it will in its due time. But enjoy it, each precious moment. Each precious moment. Because I feel like enjoying each precious moment ultimately leads us to this true commitment and potentially marriage. Wow. Okay. I'm going to take a second and read some of the comments. You're very welcome, Camille. I should read back because just so I know. Just reading, guys. Ciao. Wow, I thank you, Sandy. It's been an unbelievable journey meeting myself at each turn. I blocked him because his energy was off. A nonverbal meeting. He knew, I knew, and he ran off. Don't assume that's what's coming in, though. You know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes, now, please, everyone, don't take me the wrong way, but I do feel like sometimes we get stuck on the wrong one. The one that keeps us like in limbo, the one who doesn't show us like the love we deserve. But maybe we have to know that, right? Like, I deserve love, and if you can't love me, that's okay. But don't leave me hanging, because I know there's someone else out there who will love me. Sorry about that. I know some people wear headphones. You're very welcome, Perfect Dark. Isn't that funny? I think I said in your reading that I called it an Aries. I think it was your reading. When it wasn't Aries, I don't know. Joe, you can't gaslight me or manipulate me. I have no idea what's next. Destiny, he lives overseas, and I'm about to walk the cameo, living my life. Good, Joe. Good for you. You know, and I do feel like that. Like, if people aren't treating us right, they're gaslighting us, blocking us just to hurt our feelings. That's, I don't know. Doesn't mean, again, people can't evolve, but I've been in that situation. I know the hurt that causes. And I don't know. I feel like some people are not worth the wait. Candy, you're a 3 life path, I'm assuming. I feel some of this with the person coming in, but after so many years with P, I'm a bit skittish. I understand that. You're very welcome. Hi, Billy. Let me see if I can do this without losing. All right, Suzanne. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I did pull some cards for you. It was more than one that came out. Joe, strange isn't you can't unsee what you know, and I know, not sure he was slipped away. Yep. Hi, Caleb. Oh, thank you. You didn't even have to do that. Your question is, what can you tell me about the specific person on my mind named Everett? How does he feel about me or us? All right. For Caleb Wheel. All right. So, what can you tell me about specific person on my mind named Everett? What does he feel about me or us? All right. You got it, my dear. And I think I'm going to use the Cozy Witch. I just feel like changing it up now. But because you you did a donation, I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle for your cards. So Everett, you and Everett. All right. Well, first and foremost, we have the Five of Wands. We have the Two of Swords. I can see the difficulty. In the Five of Wands, it is really the energy of nobody backing down. It is the energy of, no one. When I say no one, it could just be Everett, where I'm not taking accountability of my own actions. We have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Three of Pentacles. I like that. I just feel like there's uncertainty wrapped around this at this moment. But at the same time, toxic witches right under the Five of Wands, where, the Five of Wands is really ego-based type energy. And it really is everyone in there. And, we have to admit to ourselves that, yes, we can get in these fights because it does feel like a fight. It feels like a fight. It feels like no one wanted to take, or let's just say, ever didn't want to take accountability for one's actions. It became toxic. And I feel like that's probably why there was, I'm not sure if you're split, but I kind of feel that you're split. But at the same time, I do want to say that I do feel like you see the good parts of each other, but you also see the not so good parts. But listen, maybe you're mirroring each other at the same time. All right. Oh, the siren just went off. Whoa. Okay. That's a lot of cards. That's a lot of cards. But I'm going to take them. Interesting. So, it's like, do I turn them around? Let's see what we have first. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Strength card. Interesting, you have two eights connected. We have the King of Swords. Okay, I don't know if he's a Libra or not. We have the Queen of Pentacles, can be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But what I recognize in this is her about to open a new door. And I feel like it's her name on that door. So she's meant to open that door. And then we have the Good Luck charm. So it's interesting because really these four came in reverse and this one came in the upright. But I'm keeping them all in the upright, but I'm with the remembrance. Okay. So I feel like at this moment, I definitely feel the issues. I definitely feel the issues. And I feel like I feel like there's love. I do feel like there's love. But to me, it feels like the issues are stronger. Now, when I'm saying issues, it doesn't necessarily mean you. You know what I mean? I just feel like someone doesn't want to be accountable for their own actions. And until accountability, and it doesn't mean like somebody did something horrible, maybe, but it doesn't have to mean that. It just means like someone doesn't want to be held accountable. Maybe someone values freedom over everything. And listens, a lot of people with life path 3s and life path 5s really value freedom. I mean, a lot of us value freedom, but freedom doesn't have to mean like freedom from a relationship. It's just that I want to be free to be me. However, here I feel like there's a little restriction, um, because I feel like there's something that just doesn't fit. Something doesn't fit. Now, do I feel like this can be overcome? I feel like the answer here is, first of all, your question is how's Everett feeling? Confused. That's what I feel, confused. I feel like it's him that's wearing a little bit of that blindfold. And if I take that blindfold off, then I have to admit, my shortcomings, whatever they may be. I don't feel like you would be like, oh, this is wrong, that is wrong, this is wrong, that is wrong. I don't feel you're that way. But at the same time, I feel like if I'm going to be in a full fledged relationship, then I got to be able to commit to that. And I feel like right now, I feel like it's like I'm not sure. I'm not sure that he's sure what he wants to do. But I still feel like you hold a very special place in his heart. And with the Eight of Pentacles here, it does signify that if the two of you do come together, first of all, I do feel like it's going to take work. But I feel like if both people are willing to put in the work, then I feel like you will find success, so to speak. I don't know if that's the right word. I feel like his words difficult. Maybe in the way that he speaks to you feels like it hurts my heart. And I also feel like there's something that he's dealing with that's individual to him, that until he deals with it, whatever it may be, it could be like, like substance abuse or drinking or partying too, like I just want to have fun, fun, fun. But I feel like part of that fun, there's something in there that needs to be overcome for now. I'm saying needs to be overcome. That, of course, is if he chooses. But I feel like if he doesn't choose that, then I don't know why I said it that way. Like I would want you to move on. To be honest, I would want you to move on. Um, if if there's no change in that, if communication cannot be clear, then I would say think about moving on. Because again, this is not the only love in your life. And just to prove that to people, just think back. Like, you dated people, you fell in love with people, you thought they were the one, something happened, you thought life was over, and then you met the next person, and it's like, whoa, you're the one. You know what I mean? So that's why when I say move on, like it's not moving on saying that I'll never have love in my life. But I feel like here, I feel like boundaries do need to be set. And I feel like there's something that he's dealing with that I feel like no one else can help him with but him. Doesn't mean his spirit guides can't, but there's something he has to overcome within himself. And if that happens, then I feel like if both are able to put in, love takes work. It just does. It's great to fall in love, but to think that it's not going to take any work, we're kind of fooling ourselves, right? We have to be able to give that special attention to another. And we also have to learn how to receive, right? Give and receive. So this is kind of a mixed bag, my dear. It just is. It's a mixed bag. And I guess it's going to really depend on, like, I think your question, because I forgot your question, but I think your question was like, how is he feeling? I feel like it's mixed. Now, I feel like he loves you. And I feel like where the problem comes in, if we want to call it a problem, is whether I want to commit. Now, I don't know. I'm not seeing it right now. I'm just not seeing it right now, but that doesn't mean it can't change. And I feel like why we can't see it right now is because there's something within him that has to be dealt with first. That's what your spirit guides would want. They want you to have the highest quality of love, but then we also have to be what we want. You know what I mean? And I get this feeling like almost like you would have to lower your vibration, and you don't want to do that. Like if someone wants to be with you, then they have to up their vibration. Don't ever lower your vibration to be with another. But anyways, I'm gonna let that be a little bit of a mixed bag. I feel like the feelings are there, but I feel like also there's issues. I'm only going to be on for probably another 20 minutes, and then I'm going to, because I really wasn't planning on doing questions and answers today, but I certainly never mind doing that. Candy, I can attest to the lessons, 22 years of them, where we had both appeared to be in the right place, and then he passed. I wish he could be here to get the better me that he helped me form. Well, don't you know that he knows that? Don't you know, Candy, that he sees all that? He sees your growth. And I feel like not only that, but I feel like I am now the leader of your spiritual team, especially as it relates to love, because you love me. Dawn, I received the Eight of Swords. I know that sounds like bad news. It is a self created prison, but here's the good news, because it's self-created, that means that you can also uncreate it. It just means that I'm blocking myself. Like, I'm not ready to face the world in all areas, and that could just mean love. You know what I mean? Like, don't fear the Eight of Swords. Instead, look at it as in, okay, I have an opportunity to like really look within and see like I think the Eight of Swords is created before we learn to really trust in our own energy, our own energetic field, because it is our energetic field. Anyone who comes through it, where the red flags will go off, the sirens, we just heard a siren, sirens will go off. And then it's up to us to either listen to that or not. So I feel like don't fear it. Don't fear the reaper. But I know what you're saying, my dear. But Dawn, I feel like you've come so far. Hope you guys don't mind. I feel like I'm reading personal conversations between some. You're welcome, Patty, and thank you for your prayers for Sam. I don't know what that could be. I don't know what's going on. Because he also has a heart condition. He has a pacemaker, and you know. Well, thank you, Don. Um, Jen, it's actually Jen, and she puts that extra N on. It's Jenny Love Tarot. And I agree with you. I think she's an excellent reader. She just, she just has to trust more and more in herself. But you know what? It took me a long time when I started to like really, because I get all these things in my head, these thoughts, and I'd be like, should I say them? I don't know. And then one day I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to say whatever comes to me and let it be. And I figured out that really it was my guides. So, um, but yeah, I think she's a fantastic reader, and she's the one I took. I didn't take. I keep saying I take. I took it. I asked her permission to use this spread because I just love it. Oh, Polish. Cassia? See, I'll probably say that wrong too. Cat is perfect. Okay, good. Um, Billy Lee, do you need to be a member to get a card? No. Kind of been here a while. Well, the one thing I can tell you about myself is I am a slow reader. And every time I say to myself, I'm going to speed it up, I'm going to speed it up, I can't. But no more waiting. Billy Lee. I'm going to pull a card for you right now. And we're going to stick with the Cozy Witch Tarot. I'm going to give it a cut. The only reason I did a full reading for the last one is because it was a donation, and I do feel like for that, I have to do a little deeper. But all right, Billy Lee. Boy, that feels like that wants to come too. So I'm just trusting my intuition, guys. My eyes are closed. I'm just feeling. I'm just feeling. All right. 2 Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. Love it. The Knight of Swords. It's interesting because it seems to open up with you in a question mode. Should I or shouldn't I type of thing. And then I look what's mirroring it. It's the Knight of Swords. What's it say? Be ambitious. Chase your every dream. Chase your every dream. Maybe you're wondering if you can truly have what you would call success in your life. And the answer is yes, yes, yes. But you got to trust yourself. In the 2 of Pentacles, they call it the Juggler's card because I got a lot of balls in the air. Can I handle another one? To me, it's more of the logical mind, using the logical mind on making a decision of whether I should go forward with something. What is it moving into? The 9 of Pentacles. In successful self-employment, number 1, is the meaning of it. But it is about material harvest. And I feel like if you're doing anything with your voice, whether it be writing, speaking, anything like that, or if you're questioning, should I begin this? Should I start my own business? Yes, the answer has to come from you, but I feel like you have all the makings of it. I also feel like, I feel like you can expect a good harvest in the fall. And I feel like it's because of the energy and the work that you've already put in. I just want to go under that 2 of Pentacles. Hello, Knight of Cups. Unexpected couple fulfillment. And let's just take one more. The Queen of Swords. So something's coming your way. It's going to put you in a question mode. Trust yourself. It is meant to fulfill you. It feels like an emotional fulfillment. Could certainly speak of love. But I also feel like I'm not going to leave out your finances here at the same time, or your creative house, let's say, because I feel all of that is important. Queen of Swords coming over that Knight of Swords just feels right to me, because I feel like if I'm writing or speaking or talking about my own experiences, this is the queen that we'd want. This is the queen of communication. So I feel like there's something that's coming toward you. It's unexpected, but it will fulfill you. But you can say yes or no to it. Sometimes maybe we can't say no. But here I feel like it's your option. Um, but I feel like it's only taken you to a place of success. And I'm not going to limit that to your money or love. Maybe it's both. I feel like trust in yourself, trust in your voice, trust in your lessons you've learned, trust in all of that. Because again, I could see you penning something where you're speaking about your experience, and maybe that's what the Nine of Pentacles is for you. Maybe that's where you find not only true success, but it feels good. It just feels good. It feels right. All right. Just going to do a couple more, guys, and then I got to head out. Hi, Sanjay. Billy, hopefully you just heard your reading. And by the way, I do have chat replay on. So sometimes people ask questions, but they can't stick around. Definitely listen to chat replay. I also want to remind everyone who's new that you may see this video twice, because when I go live, I then turn around. It usually takes 24 hours. Then I download it so I can add it to my playlist. So if you ever see a reading twice, that's why. And the only time I ever do that is I'm doing like a particular sign. So, anyways. Hi, Black Sky. You're very welcome, Kate or Kat. Joe, I just got a 5% pay raise at work. It's all good. Maybe time was off for him. I don't know. But I don't roll that way. Good. Um, Billy Lee, your question has been answered. So don't feel unnoticed, because you have been noticed. And you're not being ignored. I don't know. Somehow you missed. Somehow you must have missed it. Thank you, Suzanne. Play victim or be patient. Black Sky. Thank you so much, Black Sky. You're pretty awesome yourself. Um, oh, Suzanne, you got goosebumps. That's a good sign. Okay, so I think it's AVVA. Ava. Your birthday is I think it's October 20th. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. AVVA. I think it's Ava. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. I literally just said that, didn't I? All right. We're going to stick with the Cozy Witch. Look at that. Look. Okay. Your cards knew they wanted to come out. Justice, card of Libra. This is what we're here for, after all. Strength card, card of Leo. Two major arcanas back to back. The Nine of Wands. And then, hello, Ten of Pentacles. You know, I feel like you've been doing some reflection lately. And it doesn't have to be lately, but I do feel like you've done some reflection. You know, justice opens up your reading, and yes, it could certainly signify Libra. But to me, justice also represents what's fair and just within your life. You know, justice is here for you. And justice's job is really to make you whole again. And I love that it's mirroring the Ten of Pentacles. Now, at one time, I may have had the Ten of Pentacles, and for whatever reason, ties were cut. But this is not about then. This is about what I feel is yet to come. And I'm saying that because I feel like the work that you have done, the reflection that you have done within yourself, like I'm not examining anybody else. I'm looking within my own self, within my own life, my own experiences, and especially giving yourself gratitude for, or I don't know if that's the right word, giving yourself, what's the word I'm going to use? Like I feel it's your power now. Like it's your sense of power. But I feel like there's a word I'm searching for. Like I feel like you don't have to, but I feel like I'm grateful now that I understand my past experiences. I'm grateful for the clarity. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And it's also talking about your growth, especially with the Nine of Wands here, because I feel like the person in the Nine of Wands is ultimately now taking on what I call the Spirit Warrior's energy. Truly just means like it would take a hell of a lot. Well, let's read what it says. It would take a hell of a lot more to defeat you. And why is that? Because you've reflected back, because you understand now, maybe because you put on your spiritual ears as you were reflecting back and you see the spiritual lessons. I feel like there can only be rewards for you in that. And look at the rewards, the Ten of Pentacles. Well, to me, that's the house that takes root. That's the house of abundance. You know, I mean, look at all the cats around her. But this is a witch tarot, not a witch tarot, but you know what I mean. But I want to just look at with the Two of Swords. So there may be something that you're blocking. The Eight of Pentacles. And I'm going to take one more. Look at that. So not only do you have the 10 of Pentacles, now you have the 10 of Cups. All right. So I feel like whatever happened within Justice's energy, you know, whatever was unfair, let's just say, I feel like you reflected upon it. I feel like at one time you wore a blindfold. Like I didn't want to face it. I didn't want to deal with it type of energy. But I feel like then you did. You know, I feel like your spirit guides got to you somehow. And then you started this reflection. And I feel like, again, it's about the rewards of how far you've come. You know, it's not looking back and be like, shame on me. No, It's the opposite. That's what your spiritual team wants, the opposite. They want you to see how much you have grown, especially through the most difficult of experiences. I can tell you one thing. If you cut ties with someone who it just wasn't working in your favor, so to speak, I feel like it's almost like you are swapping houses. Like I'm moving from the Ten of Pentacles into the Ten of Cups. Well, that's the house of harmony. That's the house of love, laughter, joy. It doesn't mean there won't be any issues, but these people get through it together. We're a unit. So I feel like you have a lot to look forward to, but I feel like it's because of your reflection. You were bold enough to look back. And if you haven't, that is your advice. That is your advice. And again, I see the energy where, and you know why? I feel like because we're all really soul family. Um, so we can relate to each other. And I mean all of us. But again, I feel the energy if like I could take the lessons that I have learned and I could then do something with them, probably to help others, but also I feel like to make money, right? Because you have to live. You have to live. Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, but you may be swapping one for the other. But listen, I feel like, whichever house I land in, both of them are fantastic. But I do kind of feel like I cut ties with that one, and now I'm moving into this one. These eights are about a new beginning, right? And allowing oneself to have a new beginning. This may talk about new love and treating it like new love. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is not allowing past experiences to, like someone new comes into my life. I'm not going to put all what someone else did on their shoulders because it wouldn't be fair and it probably wouldn't work. You know what I mean? They'd probably run, or the other way around. You wouldn't take that. So, anyways, okay, I'm going to let that be. It's very painful, Sandy. He was never worth my time, thought, or wait, hence why I'm taking my life back and moving on. There is no comeback from this because an apology would not be enough for me. There you go, my dear. You're answering your own questions. You're listening to yourself. And sometimes that's what I love about doing these lives, because I feel like a lot of you can ultimately you figure it out. They're in Utah. Camille, didn't know people still use Skype. I don't. Maybe I should, but I don't. All right, so Angelica, should I stay in a relationship as becoming okay? So I just want to let everybody know I just want to pull like a card, unless like I wasn't even planning on taking donations. If somebody does donate, though, I am going to give you a little bit more of a in-depth reading. Thank you. Thank you, Caleb. Caleb. Well, no, I can't say your name. So Camille, I'll be down to you in 1 second. Angelica, should I stay in a relationship as I'm becoming independent in all aspects? Should I stay in a relationship as I'm becoming independent in all aspects of my life? I kind of feel like you answered your own question, but let's just erase that from my mind. Let's do some shuffles. And guys, I'm going to be on for like another 10 minutes. All right. 10 of Pentacles, House of Abundance. And I feel like that's you. Like, we don't have to have someone else in this house. We can have our own house of abundance. I mean, it's nice to have someone in that house, but I don't feel like we need it. At least, maybe that's just how I feel. We have the Four of Pentacles. There you are, working on your foundation, making your foundation stronger and stronger. No wonder the Ten of Pentacles is there, because you're putting effort there and it's paying off. We have, well, hello, Knight of Cups. And then we have the Queen of Swords back again. So, Knight of Cups, unexpected couple fulfillment. And I know you asked me a question. What was your question? Should you stay in the relationship? Okay. Well, I have to be honest. I feel like with the Knight of Cups here, listen, I feel like either someone's going to step up or they need to step away. Step up or step away. Now, if they step up, great. But if they can't, or they don't, or they refuse, then this is saying, don't put a whole, and I know it's easier said than done, but not to put a whole lot of worry behind that, because I feel like what it's saying is you'll find love again, and love will find you. And it'll come in divine time. And I do feel you're standing up for yourself. Like, I feel like you are concentrating on you. And I feel like you are seeing the fruits of your labor. And I feel like you're just beginning to see the fruits of your labor. Like, I feel like this is just the beginning of the fruits of your labor. So should you stay? Should you go? I feel like the answer is somebody needs to step out and step up. And I don't think it's you. Because I feel like you're over here really concentrating on your foundation. And you don't want anybody to knock you off that foundation. I want to take one right underneath that. We have the Six of Swords. Oh. And then the Two of Cups. Oh my gosh. Okay. First of all, Six of Swords. So, if you feel this relationship is toxic, in other words, it is working against you. It's too much work. This is really moving away from that. That is what the Six of Swords, it's moving on. But do you remember what I said to you? That let's say you do move on, which I know won't be easy. And I'm not even saying you should move on. You need to make that decision. But I do feel like if you're not receiving like what you feel that you need, but you're working on yourself, because I do feel like you're going to see the fruits of your labor. And I just want to say that through the Knight of Cups, which is an unexpected couple fulfillment, unexpected, comes the Two of Cups. Sometimes I feel like we give so much energy to people who just don't deserve it. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that about your person, but it is a fact. Like, like we'll wait for years and years after someone has ghosted us. Like screw you. I don't know why I shouldn't hold that up and say that, but that's kind of what I feel, and I'm sorry to say it that way, but that's kind of how I'm feeling. Like be with me, show me that you love me, and if you can't, then set me free because you have a soulmate that is along this journey. When, well, maybe some of it is when you decide, like, do I stay or do I go? This makes me feel like you do go, but I also feel like if you go, don't fret because I feel like there is a soulmate already, like part of your path. When, well, it's unexpected. Though I do feel like, again, I'm not saying to leave because if someone can be what you need them to be and you can be what they need to be, we both need to work together. And if you can find that harmony, then that's great. But if you cannot, then I think you leave. And I feel like your guides just want you to know, like, you don't need to put a whole lot of like sorrow, woe is me. Of course, there's going to be a little bit, of course, but there is a soulmate. And this is someone who really gets you and you get them. And maybe you know them, maybe you don't. Again, unexpected. But I feel like you are making your boundaries clear, or you should at least, if you're not, make your boundaries clear. And I feel proud of all the things that you're doing and accomplishing. And I definitely feel like, you're going to start to see the fruits of your labor. Just hang in there. I feel like you're already starting to see them. All right. Camille, messages from your spirit guides, please. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and um all right, I'm getting a lot more questions than I planned on. I really didn't plan on doing any questions. So I'm going to do Camille, and I hate to say this, guys, but then I got to go. Because it's 5 o'clock here, and you guys know that Sam is the one. He's our chef, and he always makes one hell of a Sunday dinner. So I don't want to be late for it. But Camille, I think I want to change decks, Camille. What do I want to use? I'm going to use the Universal Tarot. And this is going to be the last one, guys. And I apologize. I hate leaving you. I really do. And I mean that sincerely. Like, I hate leaving questions on the table, but I've learned that, like, I've got to learn how to cut it off too. But anyway, Camille. All right, Camille. Messages from your spirit guides. All right, Death card. I'm pulling that first because it came face up. Transformation. The Devil. Interesting. Card of Capricorn. Scorpio and Capricorn. We have the High Priestess, your intuition, your higher self. We have my little go-getter, my little take a chance, Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is mirroring the Death card. So transformation. It's interesting because when you look at the Lovers, but this is not the Lovers. See, that's exactly that's weird. But when you look at the Devil's energy, um, it's the Devil influencing these lovers, and it is an illusion. Sometimes it's an illusion that I'm stuck, but I'm not. Like I can free myself at any time. Sometimes it can be feeling stuck within, like with a certain person. And that's what I was talking about earlier, where like we give too much time and years away. Now, maybe that's a lesson we're meant to learn. Anyways, this is not for you. I'm not really speaking about you in particular, Camille, as I say all that. But I do want you to notice that. High Priestess next to that. So I feel like what this is saying for you is the areas where you feel stuck, you're not. Like you can transform them and at like when you're ready. And I don't even feel like there's like I have to have a certain time period. I don't know if there's something that you want to accomplish and maybe you feel like there has to be a certain time period where I'm feeling like doesn't really have to be. Interesting. You know why I find this interesting? When I shuffle my deck, all my decks that I'm going to use for that day, I make sure that every card is in the upright. I'm not one of those people who puts reversals in their decks. So when they come in reverse, I don't know. Let's look at this though. So I'm going to leave them the way they are. We have the Chariot. It is in reverse. We have the King of Wands in reverse. Could be related to the Devil's energy. We have the Seven of Swords under the High Priestess. Good luck anyone trying to pull the wool over your eyes. I don't think it can happen. Maybe it could at one time, but I don't feel like anymore. I almost feel like I took care of business. I took care of business. And now anyone that comes near me, and I don't just mean anyone, but what I'm saying is I feel like you're trusting your energy now. And in a way, that's like protection. Because I feel like if anybody comes towards you in untrustworthy energy, you're going to know it. Your intuition's going to sing. It's going to send up those red flags. Let's keep going. So we have one king reverse, one king in the upright, the King of Cups in the upright. And then we have the Four of Pentacles with beautiful temperance, divine timing. Camille, I feel like, and this doesn't have to be like what I've been like recently, but I feel like you've cleaned house. And I feel like within, like you've cleaned your emotional house, you've cleaned your chakras, you've opened your chakras, so to speak. And I feel like you're moving into a very powerful time. And I don't feel like this ever goes away. I feel like once you reach a certain vibration, you stay at that vibration. Well, no, you can go higher, but you're not going to go lower. You're not going to go lower. I feel like you've been working on that foundation of yours, and I feel like it's paying off. It's paying off. I feel like there's a new door opening, and this is about, with the Page of Wands, just taking a chance, right? This is my risk taker. And he's looking right back at your intuition. So your intuition is going to guide you. I don't feel like this is talking about anything negative, because I feel like if something negative were to come towards you, again, you would know it and you'd cut it off. Like, I just feel like you would cut it off. Temperance talks about, of course, divine timing. We saw that here in patience. And that is temperance's message, patience, my dear, and trusting in divine timing. This king, well, I want to look at that king. We have the Page of Cups. And I want to come down and look at this king who's in reverse, who, by the way, is carrying the devil's energy. We have the Star. You know what it feels like to me? It feels like something didn't take off. Maybe the way I'd hoped. Like maybe something didn't go into a full-fledged, let's say, relationship. But it doesn't even have to be about a relationship. Something just didn't go like into a full-fledged commitment, so to speak. So I had to turn the page. I had to turn the page. And I feel like you did turn the page. And I feel like you had to find your inner child again. And, you had to find playfulness in your life. And I feel like this is also talking about the potential of someone who I feel like would also carry that type of energy. And remember what I said, I don't feel like there is any way in how you are lowering your vibration to be with anyone. I feel like you have learned that. Like, you don't need to teach me that again, Sandy. I learned it. So, it's also interesting because the Page of Cups to the King of Cups certainly could talk about someone that you knew, or someone that you do know. Maybe I haven't seen him in years type of energy. This could be the energy of maturing from the Page to the King, because Temperance is right here. So it's almost like she's controlling the timing of this. But then when the timing opens up, taking a chance. And how do I know if I should take a chance? Listen to your intuition. Again, because I feel like if anyone or anything comes towards you that is meant to harm you, the red flags will be everywhere. Because I feel like that's how much you have grown. I feel like you do trust your energy. And I feel very proud of you for that. Like, I feel like you trust your energy. And I feel like you do trust in divine timing. So I feel like just get excited for the future. Because I feel like, I'm not going to say all hard times are behind you, but I feel like some hard times are now behind you. And temperance is part of this all, divine timing. Okay, I'm going to leave that, Camille. Wow. See, even when I pick my cards up, I put them back in the upright. So that's why it doesn't freak me out, but I definitely pay attention to that. Okay, guys, I am sorry I'm sorry I'm leaving some of you hanging. I know that. But I'll catch you next time. I promise I'll catch you next time. And I am looking at names like, like Colleen, although I wish I could read, but I really do have to go. So I thank you. I hope you guys watched the reading, because that's really what this was all about. But it's always nice to get together with all of you. I always feel like, like I'm having a bunch of my friends over for tea, and we're just going to do tarot. Tea and tarot. Anyways, I love you guys. I thank you. And I'll see you next time at our table, or at the lies, or both. Love you. Have a good rest of your day.